How y'all doing? The Shrub Bond. I'm back here, Preacher Man R&B and Snow for Retro TV. And this time I'm doing a new review, and this time I'm doing Pacific Rim Uprising. And what this movie is about is the second Pacific Rim movie, and it's about the general's son, the general from the last movie that sacrificed himself. It's about his son Jack, and his son Jack was a cadet, and then he quit the the Jaeger program a year before his father passed, and his father passed, and now he's just going around stealing Jaeger parts, and he runs into this girl, and then they steal this Jaeger part, and then they try to run away in her little Jaeger that she made, and they get arrested by the Jaeger program, and the only way they won't go to jail is Jack becomes a ranger again, and the girl becomes a cadet, and this is what happens. And Jack and his old partner have to train these young cadets, that way they can become rangers like Jack and his partner. And they're trying to train them, and they're training them, and what we find out is there's this road gator that comes to Australia during a routine little practice run or whatever, and Jack and his co-pilot have to fight this road gator. Well, what happens is the road gator beats up the gator that Jack and his co-pilot is operating, Gypsy from the first movie, and it beats them, and then it kills Jack's sister from the first movie, the Mako. It kills her, and now Jack is pretty much the leader of the Rangers. He's pretty much going to become the leader. It doesn't happen in this movie, but I pretty much think that's what's going to happen. But anyway, after this, Jack and his co-pilot go after the road Jaeger, and come to find out the Jaeger's being controlled by a kaiju brain. And what happens is the doctor that went into the drift with the kaiju brain in the first movie is now evil because the kaiju have taken control of his brain, and he's made these droids that was supposed to help the Jaegers out. He's fused in with kaiju, so they're trying to open up all these rifts, and they open up a couple, and 3 big kaiju comes out, 2 category 4s and 1 category 5, and the Jaeger Rangers have to go and stop these kaiju before they get to Mount Fuji, because if they get to Mount Fuji, it's going to be the end of the world of it, and toxic fumes going to go around the whole world. Well, the Rangers and Jack and his co-pilot and their cadets go after these 3 kaiju. What happens is during the fight, the guy who is controlling these kaiju brings these little drones and combines these kaiju into one big old massive kaiju. And what happens is it takes down every gator except for Gypsy. And Jack's co-pilot gets injured, so the girl that Jack started off with this movie with, his cadet gets into Gypsy, and Jack and his cadet go after this big massive kaiju. And the way they do this is they weld jet to their hand, and they go up into Earth's atmosphere. Well, they come down, and they have to adjust their landing because they want to hit this kaiju, so they use their gravitatory hand part of the Jaeger or whatever, and they get out of there just in time before the Jaeger hits the kaiju and kills the kaiju. And that's all that really happened on this movie. If y'all ever watched Pacific Rim Uprising, what do y'all like about this movie? As always, pushing my arm beside that. That's the exhaustion. Just for no consideration. See you next one. See you next time.